Hello. Speaking of kids,
Hello, gentlemen.
how are you?
I'm good. Ryan and Jack from AJR, Roche from DC 101. Very nice to speak with you. Where are you guys at?
We are currently in our New York City apartment,
And
quarantining it up.
now I'm gonna act as if you are the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. We were told that Adam couldn't make it, and so then I thought, well, how could he not make it? And a couple of people here watching the stream were like, well, they don't live together. And I'm like, are you allowed, even if you are family members, are you allowed to leave your place, go to somebody else's place, and then go back to your place?
I don't know the exact rules. Now there are like policemen around, like if you're in groups of, I think 4 or more, they're like, everybody social distance. I think you're allowed to go do essential things. So if it's essential for us to give Adam a big hug, then he's coming over. But it's not.
He's not essential to you being, but he can walk the streets of Manhattan alone.
Yeah, I think as long as you're away from everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
we have a dog, so we have to take her out, like, or else she goes insane. So like we try to just stay away from everybody.
And you did get the okay to walk your dog, so that's definitely all right.
That's essential, right? I don't want to set her P training back 8 months or whatever. That would kind of suck. Yeah.
There's a kid behind me. This is my son, Linus.
Linus, what's up, Linus?
His jam right now is Come Hang Out because he is a soccer player.
Oh.
And the lyrics of Come Hang Out he listened to, and he was like, this is what's going to happen to me when I get to high school, and my friends are going to want me to go and practice my soccer, but I'm going to have to stay and I have to practice soccer instead of going out and hanging out with my friends.
I love that. That's awesome.
So,
yeah, I mean, we try to do that a lot in our songs. We try to take very specific things that we have gone through, very autobiographical things, and say, okay, this is a really strange thing. We have like lyrics about last album sales and stuff. How do we expand it and make it so, Linus relates with his soccer, this girl relates with her painting. Like, how do we expand this idea? It's like when you watch a Pixar movie and it's like, okay, this is a movie about a fish losing his son, but like really it's about trusting your really
yes.
bigger idea of fatherhood. It's not about fish, So we try to do that a lot with our music, make it a weird idea that relates to everybody.
And that's the thing, like sometimes you'll leave a song open to interpretation. That song in particular is specifically about making music, and yet this knucklehead was able to apply it to things in his life and make it work for him.
Right. How cool is that? Yeah, I love that. Cool. Stick with it, Linus.
So let's talk about some music. A lot of times in situations like this, which are so unique, the thinking would be, we're in trouble. We can't get to the studio to make music. You guys, your whole thing is we make music in our apartment, in our house. Mm-hmm. How is this added to the creativity, and where have you been able to lay anything down during this self-quarantine social distancing thing?
Yeah, so we weren't really planning on making music now. I think we're still technically supposed to be we definitely are supposed to be in South America right now for Lollapalooza, which obviously got postponed now to the end of the year. So we're all forced to stay inside, and I think just this circumstance, we had nothing to do really, and we said, okay, this is where we write music. Let's see if we get inspired. And I think we started writing one song, and it was like, okay, we're inspired. We can do this, even though we weren't planning on it. Yeah, it's like the kind of thing you either wake up and you're like, am I going to go insane today from doing nothing out of boredom, or am I going to throw myself completely into a project, and then at the end of all this emerge with something productive?
I've seen you guys a few times live, and I love when you kind of break down how a song is made. Is that how a song is made, and is that what you guys are doing right now?
Pretty much. I think that's a very cinematized version of it. Like, this crazy thing happened when truly, like, we're really in our boxers, and I just say, what if we do this? But that wouldn't be interesting on stage. But we just add some spice to it. But that is pretty much it. It's kind of just ideas being thrown around by literally just us two, going back and forth. A lot of times it's like, what did we say a lot for the last time? Well, we thought, why not? Like, that was the phrase we think about a lot. Like, should we run a trumpet through a vocoder and see what happens? Why not? Like, and that's a really fun way to approach music, as opposed to, here are the rules. Let's follow what makes a typical alternative song, what makes a typical trap song. We're like, oh, why not? A little of this, a little of that.
What's the plan to release these creations that you're brewing up during this time?
You tell me. I don't.
Well, I mean, the thing is, look, let's take the people watching this a little bit behind the scenes. You guys released Bang just before all this happened, so you do have a current single. It's not like we are without new AJR music. So it kind of, this song Bang should take us through this, and then my guess would be, hey, we've got a ton of new songs when we go out on tour this summer.
Yeah, that's the goal. And I think you're exactly right. We're planning on releasing a lot more music this year. Probably some singles, like maybe an album early next year. We're still kind of figuring it out, but it's interesting trying to write, because right now we're all in this very weird headspace, very uncertain. And it's like you can either write how we're all feeling right now, or like when in football, you throw the ball to where you think the player is going to be, not where the player is right now. And so we're kind of thinking about that a little bit, like what kind of psyche are we all going to be in 3 months when this all is over and everyone's feeling a little bit better? Like I kind of would rather write music for that moment than this weird moment right now.
And you're right, because when we are able to go out and do the things that we were able to do before, are we going to want to think about when we weren't able to do any of those things?
Right, yeah. How important is that going to be in our minds? Or are we just going to be like, oh, forget that. That was just 3 months of, hell. Let's move on from it.
The one thing that's blowing me away now is that you made a sports reference, which is probably the first time in the history of you that you've ever referenced sports. I can't believe that.
When you're the quarterback and you're the line of scrimmage.
What? Oh my God.
When you're I like that you're throwing terms out, Ryan. I love it.
Oh my God.
I don't choose to be the line of scrimmage, but
oh boy. Wow.
And well, hang on. Maybe this is the camera angle. Did you go lefty, or was that the right arm just flipped because of the phone?
Right arm.
Okay.
You're be like Gumby throwing it.
August 1st is when we get you guys here in the DMV and in the DC area at Merriweather Post Pavilion. Right. You guys had an interesting January with DC in that you played a show that was rescheduled, Jack, due to your some vocal problems in November. Right. And then a couple of days later, you just came back and played all over again. Did you stay with us the entire time, or did you leave and come back?
No, we didn't say that. You're talking about the show at the 9:30 Club.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So we did the show at the Anthem, and then I think we went up to Buffalo. No. I think we went to Pittsburgh.
I don't remember.
I believe it was Pittsburgh, or maybe I think is that? No. I think it's whatever it is. We went to Pittsburgh, and then we came back the next day to do the 9:30 show. So we had 2 different days in DC.
And went to Pittsburgh. So give me a little bit of the difference, because you did get to experience, you were playing the bigger venues throughout that leg of the tour, and then to come and do a smaller club like 9:30 Club. What did you have to change? What did you have to adjust? And what was it like going back to those smaller venues?
It was not such a huge change. It's funny. We've been doing this for literally 15 years now. 2005 is when we started the band. And for the longest time, it was those size venues. Actually, for the longest time, it was no one in the room.
No size.
And no size. It was us performing on the street. And tiny little clubs. And then I think 9:30, how many people does that? Like 1,000 people or something like that?
Yeah, 1,200, about there, yeah.
Okay, so yeah. And for the longest time, it was just those size venues. And then only recently have we been able to kind of get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that kind of, we're pretty used to that kind of venue. We really love going back to it, because the best thing in the world, a lot of people say like playing arenas is the best thing, and it probably is in a way, but the other best thing is being able to see like the faces of the people in the front row.
Yeah.
So every time I get to go back and we get to see like the full expressions of them smiling and singing along, it's a great feeling. So, we love playing venues like that. So
before I let you go, I'm seeing the questions coming across the bottom, and one that keeps kind of coming up is like, I know we're all in a holding pattern, but like, as far as you guys and your mindset is concerned, when are you thinking that you will be able to get out and play? I didn't ask once, because I know you want to be out today. Yeah. But like, as far as logistically is concerned, do you have like a day in your head where you're like, anytime after July 15th, I'm planning on being there, but before that, it's going to be a little dicey? You have a day?
Unbelievably not up to us.
I wish it was.
Yeah. Like, we're definitely not going to be the people that before this country is ready start congregating people. That's not safe to anybody. So we're definitely not going to be canceling anything. So worst case scenario, we'll postpone the spring tour coming up to the fall.
Are we back?
Guys, welcome back.
What happened, man? Wait, did you end it, or did
No.
we?
Something, it must have just dropped out. You know what I did though? If this were a live show, I would have stormed off stage and yelled at my tech.
Totally.
How dare you do that?
Yeah.
You have to yell at Linus instead.
Exactly. It was totally his fault. Totally his fault. All right, so you guys were talking about the fall. Go ahead.
Yes, talking about the fall.
Yeah, we were saying, so we're definitely not going to cancel anything. Worst case scenario, we take the spring tour, postpone it to the fall. And hopefully the summer amphitheater tour, we're fine. Hopefully the world has gone back to normal by the summer. But we're not going to cancel anything.
Well, last thing from me before I let you go. A question just came through the scroll, which was a really good one. If you could choose any other artist to be a member of AJR, who would it be?
Great question.
Wow. Who do we think we would work well with that we wouldn't get sick of? That's the question.
And I took the word artist to mean if you would like some sort of literal like painter to be like to draw any kind of artist.
David Blaine.
Did you watch last night? Did you watch Magic City last night?
No, what's that?
Magic City?
It was on ABC last night. There was I recorded it, but it was a David Blaine special.
Wow. Wait, we need to watch. It was like an actual special?
A real special?
It was on at 10 o'clock. The Magic City, I think, is what it's called.
We not know about that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we need to watch it.
Wow.
Okay, so
all right, thank you.
okay, so you know what? That's a good wrap up because I know you guys need to go rush off and find a copy of that show and check it out.
Watching already. What? Are we still doing this?
Ryan and Jack of AJR, thank you very much. Again, August 1st, they will be here in DC at Merriweather Post Pavilion. Thank you guys. We love playing Bang on DC 101, so keep churning out great songs.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
See you later.